Hey guys, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and are about to have a Happy New Year. Um, I've done in the past Christmas fountain, and this is, since we're a few days past Christmas, about almost a week past Christmas, I guess you could just call this holiday fountain. And this is a slightly different setup than before. Before I had just um, put stacked the different bases on top of each other in a slightly different way. These bases are actually bolted together, and I've got the big tote to catch the water, and just resting on a couple 2x4s like before. And so down here at the very bottom, we've got the sand, I guess tan sand color open rim attempt that I made before. And obviously that's going to be the last bowl that the water goes into. And then up from that is one of my earlier prototypes. Excuse me. And this was the rear spud base that I only made this one. And this is actually resin on the side to fill it in and look and basically be flat. But I sort of, with the little front pedestal area, you can see the curvature I added to it. And right here, I've got a few pieces of wood to sort of help balance this. This is a very precariously stacked thing that I really hope doesn't fall and collapse, because I'd be upset if these broke. But, we're going to take a chance here for holiday miracles. So this one, as you can see, has red water. That's one of the standard Christmas colors. And this piping from the back comes up, and I've got my best performer here bolted to it. And you can see that it's sort of angled slightly backwards, so I had to be careful with putting water in this. I didn't want to put too much so that it didn't, trickle down and ruin the whole thing. So I just put a little bit of blue, and then bolted to that is another like prototype toilet, and this is the chrome base. It's weird because in some lights it looks greenish and in other lights it looks chrome. But this actually leaks. So we're going to have some leakage today. It looks really cool, because it's got the cutaway parts, but this will be basically food for thought for when I make this again as to how to do it like this, but do it better and hopefully not leak. And in this one, because it leaks, I put yellow food coloring just in the trapway opening, just a little bit, because it started leaking out and it really can't hold more without leaking. So the idea is that with Megatank, hopefully it's not going to be so full that it just topples and collapses everything. But the idea is that it's going to flush and mix with this yellow, make the yellow water come down into the blue. Yellow and blue make green, obviously. It's going to come down. You'll see the green water shoot out. So then you've got your green and red Christmas colors, holiday colors. And lastly, we'll have a muddled color, whatever, green and red. It doesn't look very nice. Come into here and out the bottom. So that's the idea. Sorry if I'm a little short-winded. I've been sick and pretty much mostly over it, but definitely not helping with the respiratory tract. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And you can see that the Megatank is leaning against the wall for stability, and we've got the wood there. So it's, I can shake it a little bit and it seems like it's pretty good. I put some force on it weight wise, and it seemed to do well that way. So if by chance, when this is flushing, because the water will be shifting from this side to that side, if it starts to topple, I'm just going to drop the phone, just ditch the phone and grab the stack of toilets. So hopefully that won't happen. So step one, as I'm holding the phone with one hand, I'm going to pour water into Megatank and pray that it doesn't topple just simply by doing this. Because If it does, then I'll drop not only the foam, but this big thing of water to catch the toilets. All right, here we go. We're not going to fill it all the way up because that's just a lot of weight. And we'll go for that. All right, it's holding. Fingers crossed. Let's track the water as it goes down. Here we go. Yellow. Oh, now it's spilling over. Green. Come on now. Here we go. Oh, I see what happened. Well, the flapper did shut early. So yeah, we didn't have a Christmas miracle. Sorry. But you can see the end result water. That's kind of murky. So let's try this one more time. I know what, obviously because these are leaning, this bowl had to fill up so much that it overflowed to simply get the siphonic action to get the water into here. But let's try this one more time. And with all the leakage that's going to happen, and I'm going to fill Mega Tank all the way up.
No, you're not, Brad. You're only going to fill Mega Tank 3/4 full.
And actually what I'll do is just tilt this back a little bit when I flush. I think that'll help have it flush toilet to toilet more accurately. Alrighty. Alright, Mega Tank is fuller. And we're going to, let's see, we'll have to flush and then push back with a hand. Here we go. There we go. Well, the last two toilets siphoned. So I think I'm going to probably cut this short just before this potentially collapses.
All right, so I decided to do one more attempt and sort of lean it back and just mostly keep the phone in one position. And this seemed to turn out better. Alrighty, so I've got the stack broken down and it's a lot more stable this way. On the left, we have the toilet that was the two toilets that were on top with Mega Tank on top. And, I knew that it was tilted forward a bit, angled forward. I just didn't realize that it was angled that much forward to where it was going to need to fill the bowl to the point of overflowing to get that siphonic action on the trapway in the back to get the water to go over the weir. It's called a weir. And start the siphonic action to get it to go into the green toilet. But, the next time I do it, I'll make sure that vertical pipe is actually vertical instead of leaning. Yeah, that's, let's see, I think I'm going to pan over. Doing the voiceover now, so yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got the holes in the top, and you can see the holes right here for the seat and lid, and these back here, obviously, for the tank to bolt onto. And down here we have where the floor bolts are, and luckily they matched up. The holes for the seat and lid on a human-sized toilet are 5.5 inches apart on center, and down here they're 6 inches apart on center. And but back at where the tank attaches, luckily that gap ended up matching the gap of the of these down here where the floor bolts attach. And that way I could bolt toilet to toilet. So luckily those gaps were pretty much the same. Otherwise I would have just had to probably like super glue the toilets together instead of bolt them. And that would have been not so good, trying to get them apart again. That could have damaged the toilets getting them apart. So luckily bolting them worked. Bolting them together worked out good. And then over here we have this vertical pipe that really was not vertical. It was leaning, which caused the toilets on top to lean. And the way I sealed it was with this little gasket. It's just flexible resin. And what I did is I used that as the seal between toilet and floor on my deluxe version toilets that I was making. And it's basically like a wax ring, but it's not wax. But, you know, it worked out pretty good with those. I figured I'd try it with these and see if it would act as a good seal between each toilet. But, you know, all in all, it was interesting. And I hope you guys enjoyed the concept of it, even though the first flush was kind of disastrous. This part was really strong. Luckily, it held the weight. I used the flexible resin to attach the pipe on the inside and then put a lot of super glue around it on the outside because I ran out of my epoxy resin glue. And I did the same thing up here. So it was really sturdy and stable, luckily. And that luckily kept it from, you know, falling and collapsing. But yeah, I'd like to try this again and have that chrome toilet sealed up nicely to where there's no leakage and have everything straight and level. And yeah, so anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have any comments. Make sure to leave those below or suggestions for any other toilet configurations. And, you know, have a happy holiday season and a happy new year.